Now, online facilitation, plan meets pandemic. This is maybe the most interesting part for you because how did we actually pull it off? In a world without COVID-19, I would be smiling, wearing uniform, and I would have provided my participants with the luxuries of the Manfred Wörner Zentrum at the Bundeswehr Command and Staff College. Each team would have gotten one of these huge seminar rooms, which they could have adapted to their needs. Only 5 people in this room. You see there is an interactive whiteboard, flip chart, huge planning boards, and there are also whiteboards on the other side of the room. This is the perfect staff training room, and it was precisely built to be that. So now I had to improvise. The photo on the left shows me actually in the Bundeswehr hospital, and they gave me one of these respiration masks. And the photo on the right is my living room, where I had to improvise my home office with my Surface Pro 3, where I'm now making this presentation and recording the audio. And on the right side of the table, there is the Scythe board built up and ready to play. And the ladder to the right is actually used for me to make bird view pictures, high resolution bird view pictures that were desperately needed by my players. Talking about a high resolution bird view picture of the playing field, this is one of these pictures, and I took out the part of the Nordic faction sheet and the part of the Nordic player mat, the industrial military complex. This is a kind of generic blueprint of coaching and facilitating of learning. The gamification of education in a blended learning results only working environment, or ROVE. You have to make this shift in your mindset from a normal trainer and instructor to a coach and a facilitator, especially a facilitator. Because you need to do this in a blended learning design. There are a variety of methods available. Best practice examples are already available for leadership and management training. And in the end, the most important part is, of course, the student, the learner herself, who has to reflect about their own role in this educational setting. And this is also the final step in the German Armed Forces competence-based training system, where after you do this holistic action, you finally reflect about what you have done and thereby have a higher retention rate for any competence you have gathered, trained, or built up. Again, a busy slide, and from left to right you see screenshots of my Slack workspace, of my one of my Trello board, actually the leadership board in the middle of the picture, and the WhatsApp groups I implemented for my organization team. The gamification org team, all the players made fun of this and called it my org team, org with a K. You will get a picture in the end of the presentation, not this one, the one after that. And you see the WhatsApp groups for all the teams. I had the advantage that I was already very familiar with Slack. I even wrote a paper on hosting a Matrix war game in a Slack workspace for the European Conference on Game-Based Learning in 2019. You will find this if you Google it. The challenge for me was to get an additional collaboration platform for more suitable teamwork. And Trello was mentioned to me once, and I improvised Trello on a very, very short notice. It was only familiar with Trello for about 2 weeks, and we constructed a complete Trello learning collaborative environment with several team boards. This is only the team board of the Nordics, and you see their strategy board. It is called Scythe Nordics, and all the other are for the red teamers, where they needed to plot the strategy of the competition. So this is a close-up of the Nordics team strategy board. I provided the basic structure. On the left side in the column there are certain Trello cards that need to be checked. On the upper left is the SWOT analysis they had to provide, and they need to upload it onto the Trello board and put it as a picture in front of the card. On the right side there are the sprint columns for a sequence of 1 to 5 turns, or 6 to 10 turns, or the 11 to 15 turn. And I did a review on the strategy and put my results and findings and evaluation also on the board. That would be the second column from the left. So this is one single Trello card from the Nordics strategy board. It's the SWOT analysis card. This is on the left side. You see the open card. If you click on the card, you will get this view. The picture, if you click on it, it will get full screen and very, very readable. And on the right side, it's just a small bigger picture of the SWOT card, but I think you will get the idea. And you can do a lot of things on these cards. You actually can collaborate in real time with different teammates on such a card, provide comments, edit something, and this is real-time collaboration. Perfect tool for group work, and as a facilitator you can actually see them working in real time. One additional tool some teams used was the digital version of Scythe on Steam. And on Steam, I observed the team from Polonia actually playing the game and tackling strategies and getting their hands on certain rules. And on the right side, you see the screenshot the Rusviet team provided me when I was actually in doubt if a certain move of the hero in this case was actually possible according to the rules, because the German translation is sometimes a little bit misleading. But the Steam rules are perfectly accurate, and this screenshot shows the legitimate move of the hero in the middle to a field, a hex in the upper region. And this was actually used for me to decide this question. So Steam as a decision support tool for strategic planning was used by at least one team, and they also used it as a kind of team chat and collaboration tool. So this was surprisingly short probably for you, and you still didn't get any cat pictures, but they will be in the last part of this series. I did not go into depth on Slack because there's tons of documentation on Slack on YouTube, and I wrote a paper on something similar like this, but I really wanted to point out Trello in a little bit more detail, and I think I don't have to say anything about WhatsApp groups. One thing about WhatsApp groups that I didn't know before, because I never tried it, was the group chat capability of WhatsApp, which is limited to only 4 people. So this is of limited use. I actually used GoToMeeting for the meeting with the team leaders. And then I let the teams basically synchronize themselves, and they need to provide results in this results only working environment. So thank you very much for watching, and the last video will follow soon.